Hi there, these comments, I'm going to just use your initials, MS, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to read and comment on the email that you sent me. My goodness, you sent me about a 500-word email going over your specific situation. So I'm going to read what you said and then comment on it. So you say, I'm happy to be one of your students again at your organized and informative course. I subscribed to your course 2 years ago, but had to unsubscribe after 2 months because I got very busy studying for a pharmacy exam, and I passed the exam and got busy with other things, and then remembered that I should work on the TOEFL again. That's why I consider myself a new student of yours, because I did not get the time to practice with you 2 years ago, but now I'm willing to focus on this. Okay, sounds good. You say, I am an Egyptian pharmacist. I had a IGCSE certificate at high school, so I use English all the time during this period of time. We wrote essays, had listening tests, etc. Okay, now let me just make a comment here. One of the things that you're doing is you're combining your sentences together with commas. You need to stop that. That's what's called a comma splice. Or once you go to Google, and here are the key words. What is a comma splice? Or here's some more keywords. How to correct comma splices in writing. So you need to reduce this error. This is going to help you do better on the TOEFL writing section. You say, okay. You say, I do not remember the breakdown of the points that I got, but I do remember I got a total of 82 points out of 120, and I have been living in Florida. Instead of saying since 5 years, say for 5 years now. That's the best way to say that. But I have not studied English since as a subject as I used in school, and I know that I prepared for the test before taking it back in 2009. So I know that if I just took it again now, probably I won't get that score, especially with the writing part. I have not practiced writing essays the academic way at all since then. Okay, so you need some writing practice. Of course, whatever practice test you complete, my teaching assistant will read and score those in about 24 hours, so certainly you can start working on the independent and the integrated writing lessons in my course. And as you probably already know, I have 40 different independent writing practice tests. I have 43 integrated writing practice tests that you can start. You say, I saw some of your videos and I'm recording the vocabulary list now. I'm working on them, as well as starting to watch some of your grammar lessons. But I found out that since I'm not studying English the academic way, you say since many years, I would say for many years now, I forgot some basic grammar, but I am able to know when I hear sentences that are grammatically correct or incorrect. You say, I think I may be intermediate ones, so I brought a basic grammar book. You want to say bought here, not brought. I bought a basic grammar book to refresh my memory, and we'll be doing it side by side with your grammar lessons. Good idea. You say, I'm giving myself time to get ready for the TOEFL this time before I take the exam. Maybe I take it in a year from now. Okay, so you got a lot of time. You say, I'm giving myself time to get ready before I take the exam. I want to learn and practice a lot in the different areas and prepare my mind as I need to get 120 out of 120. What? No, come on here. Why do you need 120? Who needs 120? How about 100? How about 105? How about 108? Why do you need 120? That's a perfect score. So I don't know why you need that. You say, I need to prepare myself when I was at school, so when I actually take the test, I'll probably get lower scores, still be on the safe side. Okay, I got it. So you're aiming to get a perfect score, and for sure you need to get 21 on the reading, 18 on the listening, 26 on speaking, 24 on writing. Okay, I got it. So you're aiming to get a super high score, and that will make sure that you reach your goal here. All right. Okay, I'm a little bit less stressed, but I understand what you're saying. You're having a really high standard, and your standard's actually below that, but if you go for the higher standard, for sure, you'll reach your goal. So that's a good strategy. Okay, you say, I saw some of your lessons here. Okay, you say, I also heard in the video saying that we should read books and listen to programs, for example, for 45 minutes daily. I borrowed some books from the library. I started reading as well as listening to news or movies daily. That's perfect. I like it. You're moving in the right direction. So let's focus on the reading and the listening materials you have right now. All right? So here's what you want to do. Okay, first of all, as you're doing your reading every day, I want you to focus on getting down the main and the most important supporting points of those reading and listening passages, right? So that's going to be good. Now, using your notes, you can do two things. Now, I don't need to check any of this, but you should be doing this every week. I want you to write 3 250-word summaries. This is in addition to whatever writing practice test you do on my online course. So write 3 250-word summaries each week of the reading and the listening passages you're practicing. Again, you're using your notes. That's what you're doing. Okay? Now, in addition to writing about the information, you should also be practicing speaking about this information. Again, you don't have to record it for me, but you should record explaining the main and the most important supporting points of those reading and listening passages. So that's really going to be important. Now, in addition to doing the reading, listening, note-taking, and then writing and speaking, I also recommend that you go through the lessons in my online TOEFL course. I'm going to recommend, in my opinion, here's the best way you can do this right now. First of all, focus on the big 3, the basic areas of my course. That means focus on the vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. Focus in those 3 areas first, right? That'll probably take about 3 months. Work really hard in those 3 sections. Once you've done that, then go to the big 2. That means complete the listening and the reading parts of my course, right? I think that'll be good. That'll probably take another couple of months. And then finally, you can focus on the last 2 parts of my course, speaking and writing. So if you follow this plan, right? So maybe an hour and a half every day, you're doing some reading and writing practice, you're doing some reading and listening practice, then you're writing and speaking about that information there, you're doing that. That's separate from my online course. Then you're also doing some of my online TOEFL course lessons by going through the lessons, first of all, focusing on the big 3, then the big 2, then the last 2, writing and speaking. All right, that's going to get you going in the right direction. Now, for motivational purposes, I recommend maybe after a couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months, you can take a full-length IBT practice test. You'll notice, I don't remember if I did this 2 years ago, but I do have an option now. You have to pay a little bit more money, but you can take a full-length IBT practice test to measure your progress. Really, a couple of things also. If you take the IBT 5-hour practice test, you develop the stamina and the strength that you need to complete this kind of rigorous English exam. That's going to be important. And also, you get more familiar with the structure and the format of the TOEFL exam, which also is very helpful. So what I'm saying is, there's some benefits to taking some practice tests maybe every few months to just mark your progress. All right, so those are my comments for you. I'm glad that you've joined my course again, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.